The first time I realized something was terribly wrong was when the phone rang at exactly 3:12 in the morning. Not my personal phone, security desk phone. And the strange part was, it was already ringing when I walked into the room. I had only been working the night shift at that hospital for 2 nights. The job was simple: sit at the front desk, monitor the cameras, and make sure no one entered restricted areas after hours. Most nights were quiet, too quiet. The hospital was an old building, one of those places that felt different after midnight. Lights in the hallways were dim, machines beeped in distant rooms, and sometimes the air itself felt heavy. That night was different, because when I picked up the phone, I didn't hear a voice. I heard breathing, slow, calm, right before the line went dead. And what made it worse was something I noticed seconds later on the camera monitors. Someone was standing in the hallway behind me. If you've ever worked a night shift, you know your brain starts playing tricks on you. Shadows look like people. Sounds feel louder than they should. That's what I told myself when I first saw the figure on the screen. I turned around immediately. The hallway behind me was empty. No one. Just a long corridor with flickering lights and closed doors. I checked the camera feed again. Still there. A tall figure standing completely still near the emergency exit sign. And that's when the confusion started, because the security system logs showed something impossible. The emergency exit door had never opened, which meant whoever was standing there had to already be inside the building. At first, I thought it might be a patient wandering around. Hospitals sometimes have confused people walking the halls late at night, so I grabbed my radio and flashlight and decided to check. The hallway felt colder than usual. Every step echoed, and the strange part was, the further I walked, the more the hospital felt empty. Not quiet, empty, like everyone had disappeared. I turned the corner toward the emergency exit. The hallway was empty, but the door was slightly open now, and the alarm hadn't gone off. That's when I noticed something on the floor. Wet footprints, leading back into the building. I went back to the security desk to check the cameras again. That's when things got even more confusing, because there was a camera feed I had never seen before. It wasn't labeled, it wasn't listed in the system, but it was active, and it was showing me sitting at the desk. From behind, my stomach dropped immediately, because that camera angle didn't exist anywhere in the hospital. It looked like it was inside the ceiling vent, watching me. And right then, someone walked into the frame behind me. I didn't turn around right away. I couldn't. Instead, I kept staring at the monitor, watching the figure get closer, step by step, until it stopped directly behind my chair. That's when the radio crackled, and the same breathing I heard earlier came through again, followed by a voice, a whisper. You weren't supposed to notice. My body froze. Slowly, I turned around. There was no one there, just the empty hallway again. When I looked back at the screen, the figure was now standing in front of me, looking directly into the camera. I called my supervisor immediately, and what he told me made everything worse. Apparently, before I started working there, another night guard had quit suddenly. He had reported seeing someone inside the hospital after hours, someone who wasn't on any records. I checked the cameras. They never found anyone, except for one strange detail. Sometimes, late at night, cameras would activate on their own, showing hallways that were empty during the day, but not empty at night. And that's when I heard footsteps again, coming from the ceiling. The police arrived 20 minutes later. They searched the hospital from top to bottom, every room, every hallway, every vent. They didn't find anyone, until they checked the camera footage from that night. And that's when they realized something that still terrifies me. The figure I saw wasn't following me. It was always ahead of me, standing in the places I was about to go, waiting. The camera that showed someone behind me never existed. There was no record of it in the system. The footage was still saved, and in the final frame, right before the video ended, the figure stepped closer to the camera, and for the first time, its face became visible. It looked exactly like me, smiling, standing in the hospital hallway at 3:12 a.m., waiting for the next night shift worker to arrive.